Collective. Thank you guys very much for joining me today, and thank you guys very much for all of your views, your likes, your subscribes. You guys are absolutely awesome. If you guys are new to Tarot Harmony, thank you very much for joining us for this tarot read. Feel free to hit that like, that subscribe button. I would definitely love to have you as part of our community. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started with today's tarot read. So I was not feeling the letters or the numbers today, so they're sort of set aside. I am getting told the word tokens, so that's where we're going to start your read today. We'll draw 3 tarot tokens. We'll see what comes forward. 3 popped up right away. Let's see. So we have the Emperor. It's too funny. So I gotta tell you, as soon as I took this Emperor coin in my hand, I got told the word winning. So I do feel like somebody's making some sort of positive progress in their life. The Hierophant. I got told high vibration. Somebody is becoming higher vibrational. Somebody's making positive changes in their life, building towards something. And interesting, we got the Wheel of Fortune too. So perhaps somebody's Wheel of Fortune is starting to turn, or they're turning it for themselves with a lot of hard work and a lot of effort. I'm getting pulled to my new deck for this one. So we'll use this guy here and we'll get started. We'll see what messages come forward with the energy deck, the infinite energy deck. Let's see. Contraction. Expansion is life, contraction is death. And it's like, see, that's why we have the Emperor and the Hierophant. This is somebody finding that higher vibration, somebody who's not afraid of expanding their sense of self, expanding their journey and what they're doing. And I feel like reaching into the unknown. So like taking chances, taking risks, not being afraid to try for new opportunities or try to create opportunities for themselves. So somebody is definitely higher vibrational. Somebody is walking that Emperor, Empress path where they're kind of becoming the best form of themselves. And it takes a lot of effort to do something like that. Rebirth. Yeah. It's a new day, a new life, a chance to do things differently. I'm not sure what the catalyst was for this change in somebody's life. Chances are it'll come through. It usually does come through in our reads. But whatever it was a blessing in disguise. It gave this person a chance to really make a change in their life, to really make some sort of a positive change moving forward in their life. Expansion. See, again, we have contraction, expansion. Somebody's not afraid to sort of reach out towards something new, to reach out into the unknown and to try new things. It's like, I want to discover these things about myself. I'm not afraid of taking these risks. I'm not afraid of trying something new or rolling the dice on something that has the potential to bring me fulfillment and happiness. I got told the word adventure, and I feel it too, because as an empath, I do feel emotions and energies that a lot of times don't belong to me. And that's what I'm feeling in this read. Excitement for a new adventure. Jupiter. And Jupiter is about personal growth too. This planet does tend to represent personal growth. It can represent karma too. But I definitely feel the personal growth within it. And that's what somebody's doing. That's part of their journey. It's part of that Emperor journey. It's part of expansion. Knowing. The first secret of getting what you want is knowing what you want. And I feel like somebody's casting a fairly wide net. And I don't mean it like in a careless way. I mean, it's like, okay, let's try this. Let's try this. Let's see where I fit. Let's see where my feet land. Let's see what path opens up to me. And I know that what's right is going to shine through in the opportunities that come forward. It's like my path will be shown to me. But the only way that I'm going to be able to see that is to be open to taking risks and to be open to new changes. Sacrifice. Never sacrifice who you are because someone has a problem with it. You know what? This might have been part of the catalyst. This might have really been part of somebody's catalyst for change. This sacrificing and maybe giving too much of themselves or giving up too much of themselves for maybe what someone else thought they should do or who somebody else thought they should be, and wanting to sort of, fit in or fit into that mold. And it could have been for a close connection and maybe fear of losing that close connection if they didn't give into sort of this way of being. I definitely, in this card, I can see that hand. And in that hand, I just see someone going, never again. Never again. I will never take that path again. I will never give that much of myself again where I lose myself. I am not going to lose myself ever again. Polar. Life is so much easier when you keep your cool. So very true with that polar card. I think somebody's just got a completely different view of the world. I especially feel that with that polar card. Like I don't look at things the way I used to look at them anymore. And it does tie into this sacrifice and this hand going, never again. I will never again do that. It's like this is part of somebody's expansion. It's part of somebody's personal growth. This is part of the rebirth. It was like a hard lesson that somebody had to learn to be able to start putting themselves first. It was like the first step on the emperor journey. It was the first step in somebody sort of taking the energy of this hierophant, which is a higher wisdom, and starting to turn their wheel of fortune for themselves. Marine. I always feel a lot of abundance in this marine card. So the oceans are so full of life. They sort of flow too, right? The tides flow. They come in, they go out. I keep feeling this freeing, it's like a freeing feeling in whatever this is, in learning to not sacrifice too much, in learning to embrace whatever comes my way, having this deep trust and faith in the universe that what's meant to be will be. And it's like I don't need to try and micromanage the universe or micromanage a higher power or what opportunities come my way. I can just be radically open, allow something to flow forward and to move in with it. And I know that I will get carried in the direction that I'm supposed to go as long as I, maintain that faith. Midlife. You are not getting older. You are gathering speed, power, and wisdom. It is an honor and a privilege to be here. Absolutely. People sometimes they'll look at later in life and feel like it's some sort of a midlife crisis or like it's a downhill tipping point or something. It's not. You've learned a shit ton of lessons on the way. You've had to go through a lot of heartbreaks, but you've had opportunity for expansion too. Opportunity to look at the world in a new way and to find a deep wisdom within everything that's gone on, just like the Hierophant, a higher point of view. That's what somebody's found. And let's face it, some people never really look at it that way. And so to them, life kind of happens to them instead of them choosing which way life goes. But I don't feel that in this read. I don't. I feel like somebody's made the transition. Somebody's opened up their mind. Somebody's heightened their vibration to be able to look at their world in a new way. So for this midlife card, for whatever stage of life this person is going through, this is going to be the most beautiful stage yet. I can see that. And it's because of things that have happened in the past. It's because of hard lessons that have been learned that are driving someone forward in a completely new way. Strength. Where there is no struggle, there is no strength. I'm telling you, whoever this person is an extremely strong person. I think they were strong before this happened, but there were other things. I feel like it was things inside sort of this person needed to sort out, and it does tie into sacrifice. And I feel like it probably ties into relationships with others and perhaps sacrificing too much of themselves to try and maintain those relationships and losing themselves along the way. So I feel like this was something that somebody had to go through. It was a lesson that had to be learned so that they could elevate their vibration, so that they could change the way they looked at the world. They could find this awesome expansion and the rebirth, sort of change where they're at. We'll grab some more here. Somebody's taken one hell of a journey though. This person, whoever they are today, is not the person they were a year ago. It is not the person they were 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. This person has gone through some really crazy, awesome, radical changes. Loneliness. I do feel, I'll tell you in this loneliness card, I feel like somebody had, and this ties into sacrifice, somebody had a fear. I think it was a fear of loneliness. They were afraid of being alone. They were afraid of perhaps losing a close connection. And this is part of what drove the lesson behind the sacrifice card. It was sort of that, I don't want to lose this connection if I don't give in or if I don't compromise in this. I have that fear of loneliness. This energy is going to step away from me. I have to tell you too, whoever that energy was, I don't feel it's still connected to whoever this person the read is for. So I do feel like that relationship, whatever it was, did wind up coming to an end. I feel like that ending was also part of the catalyst for this lesson too. Adolescence. Adolescence is the border between childhood and adulthood. Like all borders, it is teeming with energy and fraught with danger. Well, somebody is definitely transitioning. Definitely transitioning here into a new stage of their life, a new time of their life. It might not be adolescence, but I do definitely feel a maturing and a learning of lessons here. And that's part of the heightening your vibration too. And it doesn't matter if you're, 12, 24, freaking 40. It doesn't matter what your age is. If you're learning those lessons and you are growing, you are maturing. And I do feel like this is part of what's going on for somebody too, and being able to experience this lesson, being able to change their mindset, shift their mindset, and start to look at the world in a new way. It is a form of maturing, finding that expansion. We'll get a few more here before we get going with tarot. We get maybe one more. Ooh, we had two. There's two there that are standing up to me big time. Actually, a couple more. Set those goals aside. So we have the greed card. Greed makes men blind and foolish, making him easy prey for death. Interesting. Greed is the root cause for sorrow. You know what? I keep feeling like this ties into the sacrifice card, but not as like greed. Not as greed. I don't feel it like that. I feel it ties into that loneliness and wanting to hang on to that connection, or being afraid of losing that connection. And it made somebody compromise too much, right? It made somebody compromise things that were really important to them, deep core parts of themselves, to try and hang on to this thing. So like I said, I know it says greed, but I don't feel greed in this card. I feel like this was more of fear. This is more of fear, sort of that compromising too much out of fear of losing. Savannah. Formal learning is a walk through the zoo. Informal learning is a walk through the savannah. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, somebody's been through it. Somebody's been through the hard times. Somebody had to face different parts of themselves. I feel like it was, especially with the sacrifice, loneliness, greed, this thing that somebody went through in that fear of loneliness. It was probably not a flattering thing to have to confront, to realize that they were compromising too much themselves for a fear of being lonely, And I gotta say, I can relate to that some too. And wanting to have that close connection with somebody and be like, well, they're not, exactly what I'm looking for. They don't, they're not exactly like this, or they're really not funny. Do I really have to laugh ever again? You're kind of like compromising until it's like, you don't even really like this person. You might not have that much in common with whoever they are, but you're compromising out of sort of that fear of being lonely. It's not a very flattering thing to face, but it's important to look at it, because I think it's one of those things, again, that helps you to expand. It helps you to grow. It helps you to find strength within yourself, and it helps you to stand your ground and change perhaps a cycle that you've been going through to something that is going to be a hell of a lot more better communication. See, this isn't even really communication with others. This is somebody communicating with themselves, finding a truth for themselves, being brave enough to speak it to themselves. And then also having the courage and finding the courage to learn it and to live it and to change it. That is not easy to do. That's absolutely not easy to do. We do have protection here. This is interesting, because I got to tell you, when I was shuffling this deck, this card fell out while I was shuffling, and it sort of stood out to me and gave me a bit of an impression. But I thought, I'll put it back into the deck. We'll shuffle everything up, and if it comes out, it comes out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it did come out. So I do feel this, and it's not like somebody shutting themselves down, because I don't feel that. I don't feel isolation. I don't feel pushing everybody away. I do not feel that in this card, but I do feel like somebody has their guard up when it comes to perhaps new connections that come forward in their life, and maybe some of the connections around them too. But now it's in a good way. Now I am protecting my core self, right? I am protecting the things that are important to me. I'm protecting the life that I'm trying to build. It's like creating that sanctuary or that bubble for yourself of safety where you're not willing to give in anymore. You're not going to allow somebody in who's going to take too much, right? You're setting those boundaries. That's what I see in this card, setting those boundaries. You're protecting yourself from things that are not going to be beneficial to you. And it does refer to relationships with other people too, setting those boundaries. We're going to grab a tarot deck for your read here. So which deck? Really? That's the deck that belongs to your read today, which is tarot. All right, let's go ahead and see, get some clarification on this message. Oh yeah, see, we got 2 of Swords and 3 of Cups here. So it's like somebody was unsure about what to do in a relationship and in a dynamic that had been created, not sure how to sort of break free of that, not sure how to find the truth as part of what somebody's been through in the past. And we have the 2 of Wands in choosing a path, right? This was part of the clarity somebody had to find. I'm giving too much of myself. I'm sacrificing too much of myself for the wrong reasons, right? It was that fear of loneliness, and sort of doing what they had to do, what they felt like they had to do to keep somebody close. And they just lost too much of themselves. And it was like, this connection is not worth me doing that. It makes me feel depressed. It makes me feel anger. It makes me feel resentful. It's too much. I've given too much of myself and it's time to put myself first. Be like, never again, even in this 2 of Wands, I feel never again. We're not going back down that path. That path is not an option. We found this awakening. And it's time to start fresh. And the 5 of Pentacles. So it can represent, I don't know, illness, going through a rough time financially. What I see in this card is resilience. You can see the winter time and the tree looks pretty darn dead with all the pentacles. But then there is that side, the little flower popping up through the snow. That is the resilience. That is the rebirth and somebody being able to, I don't want to say bounce back, because it's not even bouncing back. It's choosing to step up and be an even better form of themselves, choosing to evolve, choosing to bloom, choosing to come back from this. Somebody's done a hell of a lot of their own shadow work and moving forward. There's the 8 of Pentacles, lessons learned. And I do feel like it took a tower in this situation to ignite this transformation in somebody. Because I like I said, I could feel it with the Oracle cards that these 2 energies were no longer connected anymore. So I do feel like this relationship, there was a parting of ways here. And it was part of the catalyst. No matter who chose the parting of ways, it was the catalyst for change and transformation. It was what the Tower card represents. 10 of Swords. I tell you, I don't even like saying it, but I do feel like if this was a romantic relationship, there may have been a third-party relationship or situation that happened, because I do feel a sense of betrayal with the 10 of Swords, and we do have the Lovers card next to it too. So I do feel like there were secrets that were kept. The other side was not loyal. So it's like somebody sacrificed so much of everything to try and keep this connection with this person. That's kind of how they got repaid. With this person sort of stepping outside the relationship, with this person betraying the trust and betraying the connection that was formed there. And it was transformational though. I would think it was eye-opening for somebody. Like, man, I really gave too much to this person who did not deserve my heart, and they did not deserve my soul. They did not treat me in a way that I am worthy to be treated, because this is about finding self-worth as well, especially with the protection card and it representing somebody taking more control about the relationships around them and being able to set up those boundaries. You know, that is self-worth. That is recognizing self-worth, not the Knight of Swords. Because even in the Knight of Swords, I see it too as being able to stand up for truth. This was part of the transition that somebody went through in this realization, standing up for their truth. I deserve better treatment than that. I deserve better than that. I am worth more than that, and I don't have to put up with that. Now the King of Swords. I gotta tell you too, whoever this other secondary energy is, I feel them in the King of Swords. I feel that person's energy who's sort of no longer connected to the one who's done all this expansion. This person, I don't think they get that they've done something wrong. I keep getting told the word ego when I look at this card. Somebody who's in their ego, somebody who feels like for whatever reason they were in the right in what they did. Like they're not taking accountability. They're not taking responsibility for their shit choice and for the hurt that they caused somebody else. They're very inwardly focused. This person, this is a me one. This King of Swords, this King of Swords will tell you all about how they feel or how things affect them. They don't say, how did this affect you? This person is just very self-centered. They're very self-centered, whoever the King of Swords is. We have the Empress here. We do have the Empress. I knew somebody was taking their Emperor journey, finding that sort of higher form of themselves. The Empress a lot of times is about healing and personal growth. And there was healing that had to happen here. And it was the catalyst for personal growth. It was somebody not being afraid to take a deeper look within themselves. I tell you, there is a rabbit at the base of her chair too, and rabbits tend to represent abundance. This is somebody who, through going through this process and allowing themselves to find expansion, is going to find abundance. There's just no doubt in my mind. This is just a recipe for finding happiness, balance, and abundance. Being able to dig deep, to do that shadow work, to have a deep faith and trust in the universe that they will get to where they need to go in life, being radically open to opportunities that come their way, being strong enough to form that level of protection around themselves, to set boundaries with others. Everything that I see in these cards that somebody's been through tells me that this person is just destined to turn their wheel of fortune in a very positive way. They're doing everything that can possibly be done to take them in that direction. Two of Cups. I want a couple more on these guys. I want to know where these two cards sit. Can you give me more on the Two of Cups and the Nine of Cups too? I want to make sure that I'm thinking that, wow, yep. So that is what I was thinking when I pulled them. I just wanted to make sure by drawing a few more cards I was on the right track there. This is that Two of Cups connection that somebody desires. This is that soul bond. This is loyalty. This is friendship. This is a deep love connection. This is what our Emperor, our Empress energy is really wanting in life. This is somebody who is true, who is honest, who is loyal. And with the changes that they are making in their life, I don't know if I could say unknowingly, because they might have a bit of intuition that's probably heading them there, but they are sending themselves in a direction where they will find a Two of Cups connection, where they will have their wish fulfillment. The Seven of Pentacles says an abundant harvest. But the thing about this abundant harvest is it doesn't just represent the harvest itself and the abundance. It's the groundwork that gets put in to obtain it. And that's what somebody's done here. And it's been a process over time. And it's been tough. And it's probably come with a shit ton of tears and processing a lot of feelings. But it is that groundwork for somebody to gain their abundance. And their abundance, because it's what they're looking for, is a connection. Yeah, Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is just like protection. This is speaking your mind. This is setting your boundaries, standing up for your ideals, being assertive. This is what somebody is going to, that's what's going to bring them this win. That's what's going to bring them this love connection. And because they are going to let them their true self shine through. They're not willing to compromise their true self anymore. So when their true self shines through, the person who is right for them is going to notice that, and it's going to draw them in. And that's what they're going to like about whoever this read is for, our Empress, Emperor energy. They're going to recognize that beautiful, powerful energy, that shine that somebody has, and that's what's going to pull them in, and that's what they're going to fall in love with. Karma. It is good karma. It is good karma for the hard work done. It's so you get back what you put out there, right? So this person being able to take this journey for themselves to find expansion, be open, have that assertiveness and standing up for themselves. It is positive energy, and it will bring positivity in. The Eight of Cups. I will tell you too, yeah, these cards make a lot of sense too. Eight of Cups, Justice card, Five of Swords. I feel in these cards too, when the opportunity comes, I do feel like it's going to bring up probably a few emotions from the past that somebody thought they had moved through. Perhaps maybe a little bit of fear, or a little bit of trepidation in sort of opening this piece of their life up again. I keep feeling this: stay balanced, leave the past in the past, and stay open to something new. Stay open to something new. Like, not everybody is this King of Swords. Not everybody behaves or thinks like this King of Swords. There are people like you out there, people who appreciate and are willing to give loyalty, honesty, love, respect. You're not the only one out there. So it's important to stay open to what comes your way, because if somebody comes your way, they're coming your way for a reason. I keep getting this: stay balanced. Don't judge before you know who this person is, because you might be, for lack of a better term, sort of robbing yourself of a good connection. Right? You've set these boundaries. You're not afraid to speak your mind. You're not afraid to take action when you see that something is negative for you. So there's no need to be afraid of something new coming forward. You'll recognize it for what it is. There's the Strength card. We had 2 Strength cards now that came out. You're strong. Give yourself credit and recognize how strong you are. You are strong. You are capable. You are intelligent. You are resilient. Nothing will break you. You do not have to fear connections that come forward in your life. King of Pentacles. It's interesting because I got the King of Pentacles here. There's more to him than meets the eye. We got 4 of Swords is healing, 7 of Swords. You know, for some of you, I do feel like somebody from the past might come back. I do feel like somebody from the past might come back. That's interesting because in that top line, I got this sort of be open to what comes your way. If it's somebody from the past, I wouldn't though. That's the vibe that I get off of the cards. I still get that 7 of Swords, trying to strategize, kind of sneaky energy. Maybe they got burned by whoever they wandered away with or whoever they strayed with, and now they're looking to come back because they're seeing your strength, they're seeing your power. I did with that 8 of Cups too. Leave the past in the past. So if this person is trying to come back, I would leave the past in the past. That 2 of Cups, that love connection, that's somebody new. That is somebody new. That's somebody you've never had a relationship with before. And that's where your 2 of Cups lies. That's where your abundant harvest is. That's the karmic payout for you and for all the hard work that you've done. This from the past, I keep getting past is the past. Past is the past. Keep the door closed on the past. You're not the same person that you were. You found clarity. You found heightening your vibration. The one that you dealt with in the past is still low vibing. They're still low vibrations. That person hasn't evolved. That person hasn't figured anything out yet. They're still talking about themselves and how everything makes them feel. They might be looking for a reconciliation though. This person might be looking for a reconciliation. The Emperor. So I got the Emperor here again. I get a different vibe off of this card than I got on the coin though, I'll be honest with you. The vibe that I get on this card is somebody who's looking to take the stability that you found. So you need, like I said, this, I keep getting a warning. The past is the past. Close the door on the past. This is part of your protection. Close the door on the past. Don't let the past come back. The love connection you're looking for is something new, and it's something in the future, and it's someone you have not met yet. We'll grab a couple more here. What else does the collective need to know? I do see moving on. I see moving forward, cutting those last ties. Cutting those last ties. You know what? This is the impression. This is what I'm getting told, and this is part of the vision and impression that I'm seeing, is when this person comes back, it's like it gives you the chance to cut the ties. It's like feeling like you have the power and you're in control of that relationship, which I feel like that was lacking when that relationship existed because of the way things played out, because you gave too much of yourself, and because of, I think there was a third party affair going on there as well. I feel like this is your chance to be in control. This is your chance to be the one who pulls the plug. This is your chance to be the one who sets those boundaries and speaks your mind and protects yourself. This is part of your healing process too when this comes back. Don't be afraid to say what you need to say and to do what you need to do to get the closure that you might feel like you still need from this situation. Your best Two of Cups, your soul connection and your love connection that you are looking for is in the future, and it's someone you haven't met yet. The cards keep saying, and my guides keep saying, the past is the past. Close the door on the past. This past is not your Two of Cups. This past is not your soul connection. And when they come in weaseling back, coming to look to rekindle, looking to rebuild, looking to reunite, it is your chance to say and do what you need to say to feel in control and like you are the one who brings that piece of things to a close. I keep feeling like that is actually going to give you another level of closure and a feeling of control and being able to really leave that piece of things behind and move forward, because there's no going back. Like I said in the beginning, you are not the same person that you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. You are not. You have completely changed. You have completely heightened your vibration, expanded and grown, evolved and matured. This person has not. This is just past energy. This is past low vibrational energy. It cannot match you. You are way above this. And there is no good for you in sort of going back into it, aside from speaking your mind, like that protection card. Speak your mind and find your closure. Do what you need to do to get your closure. Alrighty guys, that's your read.